afternoon to one and all. On behalf of Press Information Bureau, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this Meet the Director press conference for the Indian Panorama category. We are very privileged to have with us here today three guests who all have incidentally an association with the city of Jung, Calcutta. Let me start with my Mr. Debesh Chatterjee, who is right on my right. He has a long association with the Bengali theatre industry and is a very renowned actor and director in both Bengali theatre as well as film. He has made his directorial debut recently with his recent film, Natoker, Moto, like a play, which features in the Indian Panorama feature film category at IFFI 2015. A very hearty welcome to you, sir. We also are happy to have with us here today Ms. Paoli, who needs little introduction in this audience. She is a very well-known Bengali actress and has acted in various Bengali, Hindi as well as Konkani films. She has received international acclaim for her role in Chatterjee, which has been screened also in international film festivals like Cannes and Toronto. She made her Bollywood debut with her much appreciated role in the film Hate Story, and both of them are here for their film Natoker Moto, and both of them also walked the red carpet at IFFI here yesterday. We are happy to have you here. We are also happy to have with us Mr. Kim Jung, who is Kim Jung, right?
Kim Jong-un.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, he hails from South Korea. However, he has a very deep bond with our nation, having done his post-graduation in direction and screenwriting from our own Chatterjee Film and Television Institute. In fact, he was telling me he's just passed out from SRFTI. And he is here for his film, Daddy, Grandpa and My Lady, which is a very interesting storyline, which features in the Indian Panorama non-feature category. With this, we also have with us Mr. Firdausul Hassan, who is the producer of Natoker Moto, and we also have with us Mr. Monojit Ghosh, who is also a part of the production team of the movie. So we welcome to both of you as well. So, with this brief introduction, now let me hand over the reins to our esteemed guests. Let us start with Debesh. Please share your thoughts with the media fraternity and through them to others.
First of all, thank you for organizing the interaction. It's not audio. Mic. Hello. No. Yes. First of all, thank you all for organizing this interactive session with you. So I hope that today I will get some yesterday's viewers who watched my film, so I can discuss with them in an intense discussion. So first, let me introduce regarding those who are not present in my screening. So my film, that is in fact, it is an inspiration from the life and struggle of a Bengali theatre actress, Kea Chakraborty. So that is the inspiration. It's not a 100% biopic. It's not a pure biopic film. So from her life and struggle, I made a script which is associated with the three different types of reality. One reality is with respect to our real space, another journey from the real space to theatrical space, and another is a pure theatre. And these three different spaces interacted with each other, mixed with each other, and is a reversible process also. The moving from one space to another space is there. So as it is my first film, so it is my producer is here. Mm. So he had a very good faith on me just to give money for this film. Otherwise, it was very difficult for me to do this film. So I'm very grateful to Mr. Hassan for producing this film. And particularly this film, uh, it is a long journey it is my personal journey also, because as you know that I am associated with the theatre uh, the past more than 25 years as a theatre director. Particularly, I'm not an actor. I love theatre direction, and I'm doing theatre direction for so long in Bengali theatre. But I started the live work on K. Chakraborty from 92. 92, that time her mother was there, some close associates of the Ruchi of Saw in my film was there. And I started my research work 92 and completed the research in 95, and one book was published on here. Then after that I thought that it would be better to convert that as a journey of K. Chakraborty in theatre. So I wrote a script on K. Chakraborty for theatre script. So while after completing that in around 2002, 2003, so when I was started working with that script, then I saw that I am getting some other realities. That realities is not possible on proscenium theatre. Because in proscenium, whatever do in the real space is not real. Because that will come with the theatrical reality. Not this space reality is completely different in theatre. Whatever the real object we can use, whatever the realistic acting we can use, but the space is something different, theatrical space. So that's why I started writing the script, and I completed the script after 4-5 years. The script was completed, and I never thought that I will make the film. And then my producer came to me and he said that he wanted to do that film. So this journey was very important, because in my film you saw that one person is there who is investigating the death of K. Chakraborty. Means in my film this K is Khya, Khuya. So that character in fact is my character. Because the way I interacted with the life of Khya, so that character came as a reflection of the director of the film. So I interpreted in that way. And the other interpretations also there, because sometimes the so it was some problem there, because you know that some persons are still alive. So there's some kind of little bit of controversy is there in Bengal that whether I can do that film or not, or whether this film is required or not. But my point of view from the aspect was from K. Chakraborty's life. So the person, those who are alive, my interpretation was different. It maybe I am not going, so that's why I told you that it is not 100% or pure biopic. So that was my interpretation. That is my narrative is such that I created that narrative, and at the same time the narrative goes on the it is an analytical point of view of the director, or like the analytical point of view of me. So that is the basic concept of my film. That's all. So this is the first, I think it is for the introduction. It is good.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Paoli to share your thoughts.
Hello, everybody. I think Goa is my second home now. Every time I come to IFFI and I meet a different set of people, and at times same set of people, I can see you there in front of me every time we meet and we say hi, hello. So it feels good. After Moner Manush, Elar Charodhai, Ona Batash, Baga Beach, and this year Natoker Moto. It's also in the competition section, so fingers crossed. Nervous little bit. But I was very happy to get this opportunity to do Khya, just because the entire film has a theatre background. It's based on theatre. And when I was a kid, like in school, I used to do a lot of theatres. But that was something, a different experience. And I had no idea actually about what group theatre was, what it's all about. Because as a kid, you know what happens, like your parents in Bengal, most of the time, in most of the families, our parents take to different like theatre classes, acting classes, painting classes, singing classes, dancing classes. I think also in South, there's a huge practice of that, like parents taking kids to different classes. So I used to go just like that. So when I started working on this film, I would definitely thank my director and producer to give me this opportunity to play Kia. As Deveshda, my director, was mentioning, there are three different spaces in this film, and there were three different layers of acting, I would say. One was absolute reality, one was absolute theater, absolute theatrical space, and there was a transition from reality to theater. So these three different spaces, it was, for me, it was kind of workshop. I had to take a break, say around 4 to 5 months prior to the shooting. There was a lot of things which was like, it's not a usual or normal film. Natoker Moto, as the name implies, you know, it's just like a play. Her character, her life was just like a play. Kia was absolutely emotional, a person who belongs to 70s. It's a period drama again, and I haven't seen her performing on stage. I've heard a lot when I started working on this film that she was a powerhouse on stage, and I had to study a lot of things. In fact, Deveshda had given me a book which was written on her, and yeah, to understand the person, that was very important. Because you know, the theatres which we had, there are a lot of theatres which we had Noti Vinodini, we had Antigone, we had Teen Poishar Pala, Prostab, The Proposal, the Tripeni Opera. So there are five different theatres which we rehearsed during any stage, whatever, whenever we do any stage, we do have rehearsals, we do have stage rehearsals. We had gone through all that workshops. But what was important for me was to understand the person, the emotional balance of the person. How was she? What she liked? What she didn't like? That was more important to get into the character. So, for that journey was very important for me, and I had a wonderful time. Uh, because while understanding her, somewhere I felt like probably it's like me, or it can be like any other girl, very simple, like dreams in life. And the most important was she lived just for theater. Her passion was just theater. Nothing else was important for her. Like, of course, she had a family, she loved her mother, she had a boyfriend, she had her husband. Just like a normal girl, she wanted a normal life. But more than that, what was important was theater. And she dedicated her life to theater. And after doing this film, it was, of course, a brilliant experience. But what I got from this film, that till the day I live, I think I want to dedicate my life to cinema, of course. This what I got. This was very precious. This was very precious. And thanks to Deveshda to give me this opportunity to go through this journey.
Thank you. Nice to hear that. Now, I will request Kim to share a few words with the audience.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Actually, regarding my film, I don't know, nothing much to say because it's very simple story. Because naturally it became simple story. I mean, it's already been more than 4 years I've been staying in India, but I think I still don't know much about India. It's getting more difficult and difficult to get to know. So I'm quite naturally, I have some tendency to avoid telling a story deeply related to India. I think, how dare I talk about, because actually I don't know well. So all my works, in this institute. The story is quite simple and universal. So this film is also like that, just simple thing. Man likes woman, it never change. So story is about that. Um, yeah, for now that's it. That's all I have. Yeah,
Would you like to place the plot of the story briefly for the
Okay.
audience?
I see. Just one log line is there are three generations of Indian men, grandfather, daddy, and a boy, 8 years old. They live together without any women. So in their neighborhood, one foreign lady, a charming lady, just shifted into some small town of India. Of course, she is also some mentally damaged woman. So all these three generations fall in love with that foreign lady in their own ways. Yeah, that is the story. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Now we will open the floor to questions from our media fraternity. So I will request all those who are desirous of asking questions to kindly use the mic. As you would be aware by now, this press conference is being streamed online on PIB's YouTube channel, youtube.com/PIB India. So please, yes, we have our first question.
My question to Paoli. Paoli is very important actor in our Calcutta. She's from Bengal, and Debesh is very important theatre director from Bengal, and both of them are very important to Indian cinema and theatre also. But my question is, Paoli, you have worked with the directors, previous films. You have just mentioned those films. Those people are completely cinema directors, and he is the theatre director. What is your different? Have you any different experience with working with him?
Yeah, it was a very nice question. Yeah, Debesh, this is his first direction actually. So when we used to sit with the script, and we used to have like the script sessions. In fact, I never felt that this was his first time, first time he would direct a film. He directed a lot of theatres before, and so he had a clear idea about what he was doing. So, being a director, I would say like he absolutely knew what he was doing, and since there were different phases, like in this film, just not about the reality, it's also about theatre was there. So he knew that how he would design his scenes. He knew how he would take the shots. With his cinematographer, our cinematographer was Indranil Mukherjee Bebe. So he had a clear idea about everything what he was doing. But one thing definitely what I had a very nice time working with him, and that was different, that he had certain things in his mind and he was too stubborn about it. Like one day I would definitely like to share this. Should I? uh, about some locations, he had some visual thing, like he wanted to treat that sequence in that way, so he had some location in mind, and unfortunately we were not getting it. Like in Calcutta there are a lot of course at times we don't get what we want, but we do have to go about with the scene or the sequence with some alternative locations. So he did not want to do that. He was like fixed on his mind, like I want that. I liked that, of course, but we were all ready on the sets and everything, and we heard that director was not coming. So I just called him. Is this your film only? Isn't it a teamwork? What are we doing here? You have to come. And immediately he said, no, it's a teamwork, of course, I'm coming. So what I liked about him is that since he was a first time director, probably that's why he had these fixations in mind. The more he works in cinema, he'll understand probably about it. But what I liked about him, that he had a clear idea about everything what he wanted. And I think it's one of my best script which I got. And when I went through the script, it was fantastic. It was a rare of a film which usually happens in Bengal, maybe in India. Thank you.
I'm Jyoti Venkatesh from Bombay, journalist. Debesh, I have a question for you. Just to begin with, when you started talking on the mic and the voice didn't come, question is about that. To what extent do you think the voice is necessary to be projected all over the country? Because you have made a film in Bengali. What are the steps you are going to take to see to it that we in other parts of the country are also able to hear your voice?
That is very difficult because as I am completely new in film, but in theatre what happens that you got some kind of language which is a theatrical language. If the theatre is in Bengali language, then when I moved to Mumbai, Bhikti theatre, the Bhikti theatre audience can understand the language of theatre. So at the same time, is some language of film is also there, where the language is not the only barrier. So the film language is very important. So by which it can be communicated without the language. Because here I have seen some film with the different languages. Sometimes it is very difficult to see the subtitles, to read and to see the film because subtitles is there. So visually it is very difficult to see the film simultaneously, seeing the subtitle and see the movie, watch the movie simultaneously. So sometimes we forgot the subtitles, we see the movie, and the language of the film is if the language of the film is strong, then the medium of the communication, that would be the language, that language, visual language dominate that literal languages. It's my view.
And my question to Paoli is, Paoli, you are such a good actress. We have seen you in so many films, Hindi as well as Bengali. But when you decided to act in Debesh film, was it necessary for you to detach yourself from being a film actress and become a theatre actress?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why what I said, like I had to take a break, say around 4 to 5 months, and get into the like understand the character, like from where she belonged, how she belonged. There were a few similarities I would say because she also belonged from North Calcutta, and I was born and I know the life of North Calcutta. So there were a lot of similarities which we had, and in the character, in fact, in the character also. Okay. So yeah, a little bit somewhere down the line we are emotional, all of us.
And after doing the film, did it drain you as a human being?
I wouldn't say it drained me. It enriched me. I would say it enriched me a lot. Like I learned a lot. I learned like how I have worked in theater as a kid, but I haven't worked in theater like in group theaters like when I'm grown up. So I got to learn a lot through this film about the dedication during that time, about the passion, about the fire which a person has within for any creative person, I would say, and especially for girls in India, of course. Like if you're from a creative side and if you have some vision in mind, you have to go through a lot of struggle, which also I learned what Kia had gone through. So that was something very nice to know about a person who dedicates her life entirely. It's like theater was larger than anything for her. So that was also very nice to know about that person.
And this question for Kim. Kim, I have seen your film as wonderful short film, but it looks more like a feature film. The way you have constructed the events and handle the characters, and I felt there was actually no need to bring a foreign girl into the picture. You could have made it into an Indian girl also. What is the reason behind?
Uh, actually, sir, that your feedback, it it felt like feature film. That is the best compliment for me. Actually, we because film started from feature length script. From there, I just cut down, omit everything, and make it a little more like short film style. So I just really thank you for that. And that foreign character, like you said, yeah, it might be not necessary, but I want to achieve that particular scene, then old man and young old Indian man and some young, charming foreign lady. They are talking. They are talking in what should I say? Lost in translation. Actually, she doesn't understand literally what he's saying in Hindi, but because of the circumstance, she actually understands. He, yeah, he's soothing her, some advise her. So, I think it's our same. When still I don't know any Bengali or Hindi, but if I see someone in like who loves, suppose some his relatives or parents, or then I'm sure I can console them in my own Korean language. Then, but still, I think it will work, right? So I'm to create that kind of scene, but I don't know if it was successful or not. So that was the main reason I had to bring one foreign character in the script.
Thank you.
And Kim, if I may ask a question, I think you intend to convey through the film that there is fundamentally, you're trying to trace the common thread, or in the way men of different ages relate to women, right? So my question is, the commonalities are there, but what according to you are the differences in which a boy, a middle-aged adult, and a senior citizen relate to women?
Honestly, uh, for the old man's mind, I don't know. I was just imagine, um, boy I know, 8 years old. I was kid. Actually, I met one lady in my neighborhood. She's quite charming. Some 35 she was. But that time, what I felt is I just want to hug her. Just hug her once. That was her. I, I cannot say what the feeling was. So maybe the boy in my script, he must grow up after, experience this kind of, after meeting her. So for that, for the boy, it's like that kind of feeling. And second generation, he lost his wife, so he's living alone uh, with his kid only. So he must be very careful to approach, even there's a young, charming lady. So for the second generation, it's like that, some carefulness. And old, old man, actually, I don't know, just. Mm, I think old man still man, right? So yeah, he has the urge, but yeah, he shouldn't express boldly. That kind of awkwardness I want to show.
So, one question to Debesh. You are another director, welcome to you, who are from theatre to cinema. So in our Indian cinema, Jabbar Patel is like that. He's from theatre. And three Bengali directors, so legendary directors, Chatterjee, Ritik Katok and Mrinal Sen. Ritik came from theatre. So have you been inspired by Ritik Katok?
If you can remember Komul Gandhar, there is a strong association is there, because one of my favorite films is Komul Gandhar. That is based on theatre. So that is the only Bengali film. There is a post-independence only Bengali film which dealt with the crisis of the theatre inside Bharat. So obviously some inspiration is there from there.
We are all fans of Ritik Photo in any way, of course.
And can you tell something about the advantage of the theatre when you are doing
Yeah, advantage of theatre means in film, what I have seen that there's a different categories are there. Means art directions, light, all these categories are there. Acting also sometimes directors are dependent assistant directors. So in theatre, theatre director should know all the elements of theatre, not so much. He should know light, set, music, costume, makeup. So in my film, after few days, I became art director, costume director, makeup specialist, light designer, and everything. Because here in my film there is a different types of lights are there. So I mixed up the theatrical lights with the film lights. So basic PC, that is plano-convex lenses are used, R is used. In the theatrical light, theatrical dimmer, I have used the theatrical dimmer sequences. So it helped me a lot. So that is a dependence on the different categories, or the categories are the different sectors. The people, so they are aware that I know the thing. So in that way, the reversible process runs, and so we both were working together. Like what she mentioned about our DOP, Indranil Mukherjee, Debesh. He's a finest
Excellent.
cameraman, DOP. So as the total storyboard, what I've done after writing the script, because whenever writing the script, the visuals came to me first. Then I write the lines. So as I can draw the pictures. So the entire film was in a big storyboard. It's a big book, which I've shot division-wise. It was drawn, first to last. So I showed him that. So before I first tell him the script in detail, and then I showed him that this is my storyboard. When he saw it, then he started giving his contributions. Then I thought that the camera will be here. No, they make a little bit of movement, this movement. Here the movement it is uncertain. Keep some uncertainty here. This frame don't take this frame too long. It requires 1 minute shot. So as it's a complete film is there in my mind, shot wise, and the storyboard was there. So that's why it also helped me a lot to get the feedback from him. Because if you give one feedback, then the other person will give you two feedbacks. Then we can work better. But if the other technical persons, if they don't get feedback from the directors, so they're doing by their own, and director only in front of the monitor will say action and cut. So I don't want to become that type of director.
He was never actually. I'll just add to it. He was never. That's what I said. He had a clear picture about everything, whatever, starting from art direction, starting from. In fact, literally, he did everything. Though there were people like they were excellent in their job, but still, the captain of the ship. That's what we call. Uh, Devizda is someone, though we all worked with him in the first time. There were other actors like on board, like Neil Mukherjee, Rajita Bodatto. They also do, apart from cinema, they also do theatres.
They're also my friends.
Yeah,
Also.
so they knew Devizda from long time, but I worked with him first time and also interacted with him for the first time, but never I felt that he was doing it. He was doing a film for the first time. So he is, of course, brilliant in his job, and that's why I think the film, what he had visualized, he could present it. That was what I felt.
Yes, we have a question.
Hello, here is Sandeep from Uttoman newspaper. My question is to Mr. Debesh Chatterjee. Now you are a film director, from theatre director to film director, and your film in this IFFI is a competition section, and within 13 films of the international competition section, only 2 Indian films are there, and luckily or incidentally, the 2 were Bengali. So will you now focus more to cinema than theatre?
It's a big question. Theatre is my first love, and it will remain. I've just started making love with film. I don't know that whether this affair will continue or not, but there will be no divorce with theatre.
So it is legal. It's a legal love.
it is a not only it is eternal. It is in my blood. Theatre is in my blood. So if I can remove my blood from my body, so I will continue theatre like this. But film, I've started making love with the film for the first time. So I love the medium. I have met.
And probably you're enjoying it.
Enjoying it, enjoying
And
it.
it not look like first film.
No, because I have made several documentary films over the year. So I don't know, but I got some feedback. So that feedback in theatre, generally we used to get feedback like this, immediate reaction. But film, you don't know, you will not get the immediate reaction, because in theatre we know that what will be the reaction of the audience. Immediately we'll know, and theatre changes day by day. The first day of acting, second day acting is not equal, third day acting. But film, what will make is remain constant, remain same. And the audience reactions is very difficult to know, because I cannot go to hall to see the reactions, to see the feedbacks of the audiences. So there is from the director's satisfaction point of view, there is a difference between theatre and film.
Obviously.
But film, what I will in theatre, it will not remain. Theatre in Bengali is one line is there, Deho pot shone not shokoli harai. If you finish your body, everything will finish. It's a very short-term incident, but film will remain. So if I want to keep something like this, which I will feel that I will do the film next, means that this subject matter, it driven me to this film, to make this film. So if any other subject matter came to me later on, which I'm bound to do the film, then only I will do the film, otherwise not. Now only for making a film, I will not make any film.
You don't want to be a popular filmmaker or
No, I don't want to be.
And question to Paoli, Dada Saheb Phalke Award winner, our beloved Soumitra Chatterjee, he also acted in theatre. Aparna Sen, National Award winning actress and director, she also played in stage. So till today you are a film actress. So do you have any plan after this film and transition, any plan to do act on stage?
Yeah, as a kid I did, like till class 10 when I was in school.
That is not important.
But what he
After
said,
that.
like what you mentioned right now, after that, in fact, we were having a word, like just while we were shooting for this film, I don't know, somehow I felt in love with the stage, and of course I love cinema, but somehow I like those, the wings, when I was shooting during, in Mahindra Mancho in Calcutta, when we were shooting for the play sequences, the theatre sequences, I was getting goosebumps, like I felt like probably I want to do something on stage, and that's how, and we were interacting, Debesh and me, and of course, like
That's the
of course.
hypnotism of the
Yeah,
theatre.
yeah. That's what I kept on hallucinating. Like I was performing somewhere. So that this journey, what made me feel that this playing this character here made me feel that. So of course, if I get something like that, why not?
Okay, I will give it to you. Which year you will do? Tell me.
Yeah, we had already decided 2017.
And what is your next film we can expect?
The next one, which will be releasing very shortly, maybe in January 2016, it's called Oro Ni Tokhon. It's a love
The
story.
director?
The director is again a first-time director, Saurav Chakraborty. That will be my next release, and immediately after this, I'll be shooting for a film called Devi. It's again a first-time director, Rick Basu, is a young guy, and this film Devi is based on Satyajit Ray's. It's Sharachandra Chattopadhyay's Devdas. It's from a female perspective. This is a different take on Devdas actually, and it's called Devi.
And both Debesh and Paoli, what is your expectation from IFFI and international competition section?
I already got what I expected.
Thank you.
Actually, yesterday we had a screening and it was full house, and everybody enjoyed the film, and the reaction that we got after we were leaving the screen, That's most important for me, like the audience reaction, and I'm really overwhelmed and thankful to IFFI that it was a lovely screening, and that's what I will take from here.
Yeah, that's
And
very good. Yesterday I was also there.
yeah, you were there.
One thing I want to add that if there's two film from Bengali, as you said, and both Indian film, two film, Bengali films. So if India got any prize in IFFI International Competition section, that will go to Bengal. That will be our prize.
Bengal is a part of India.
Yeah.
Don't
That
be,
will be our-
region-
that-
don't,
that will be
don't
our-
be a regional
Because
person.
no, I'm not talking about the regionality. I'm talking about the it is happened accidentally.
Accident.
So if India got any prize in international competition sections, so we'll represent India. Means Bengal will represent India. That will be our pride.
Bengal always represent India.
Hi, Paoli. My question is to Paoli. This is Priyanka from Mumbai. When we'll see you next in Bollywood films after Yara Silly Silly?
Very soon.
So you mentioned Bengali cinema, but you didn't mention Bollywood.
No. It's not that. Very soon means I'll be shooting next year. I
Okay.
haven't started shooting. What I mentioned is immediately what I'm going to start
Okay,
shooting.
okay.
Yeah. For me, Indian cinema is not just regional or Bollywood or anything. Like I also did a Konkani film in any language, whatever. For me, it's good cinema and the content of the cinema which drives me to do cinema.
Thank you.
Mike, please.
Pauli, just now you said continuously third film for a new director you are doing after Debesh Das. Taking off from there, I'm asking Debesh Da, when you set out to make your first feature film as a director after 25 years of working on the stage, were you not apprehensive about whether mainstream actors like Paoli will say immediately yes to you, or you'll have to go ahead and make a film with some unknown new girl? Did you convince Paoli?
No, I was confident. I was so confident that with my script, when you will approach her, she will accept. And it happened like that.
Yesterday screening, when it was screened in the INOX 2, there was a little bit of hitch because I don't know what was the cause.
That I spoke to Mr. Ketan Mehta regarding that. So
What he said?
he said it's a technical problem from the server of the projection. So that's why the film got stopped for a few minutes, and also the audience didn't get that few seconds also. So there's a slip of 20 seconds or 30 seconds frame. So he said that it is a technical error, and they will rectify it, and tomorrow they will inform me regarding that. And because we got another screening of this film on 29th morning, 9:30 a.m. in Adams 2. So you please inform others, those who have not seen the film, that 9:30, INOX 2, again Natoker.
And here is my question to Kim. You completed your study, Chatterjee Film and Television Institute, which is obviously in Calcutta, and they are from Calcutta also. So, what is you have any plan to do any film on Calcutta based or Calcutta actor, actress?
Yes, that thing is very concrete yet, but as I told him, this project, this Daddy Grandpa and Lady, I already made one big script. So actually there are many story, like regarding the more deep relationship and father and son relationship. There are more. So actually I'm trying to make this project as a feature, some independent low budget feature. And luckily I have that great actor, Mr. Porun Chanda. So actually he's also very interested in to turn it out a feature film. So actually I'm working on that right now.
It is the same subject, same.
Yes.
Thank you.
I have one question for Paoli and Debesh. Your film is set in the 70s, right? So can you please tell us to what extent are the realities depicted in the film, especially the travails faced by a young girl in theatre, valid or true today?
Same. There's no change. In fact, there is no change. That's the main thing. Those who are associated with the theatre, they will know. I don't know that many of you associate with the theatre, not as a watcher, a theatre worker. So the conditions of the theatre worker remain same. If it is 60s, 70s or 2015, there is no change. Because the same struggle, same inner struggle, struggle within the society, struggle within the family, and struggling for the money. And theatre, because theatre is a minority culture. Theatre is not it will never be a major culture. It will be minority. It remain as a minority culture. So those who will work with the theatre, so they will also remain minority.
I mean, the difficulties, specific difficulties faced by women also remain as it is today.
Because the mindset of it is not changed. In Indian or Bengali or whatever Indian mindset will never change because theatre will not give you money. So now is everything has to do with the money. For the film, if you go to shoot for the one film as an actor, you will get for the serial, you will TV serial, you will get at least 2,000 or 3,000. But in theatre, you have to pay from your own pocket to do a project. So that's the basic difference. So for the survival part, what was the problem of the 70s or 80s? It will remain same in the 2050. There's no change.
Would you like to add something?
I think the struggle of a woman or a girl in any era it can be, it remains the same, especially when you belong to a creative field. You want to do something on your own. You always will have opposition from your male counterpart. I don't know, maybe the time has changed little bit, but the struggle remains the same.
Any other questions? If there are no more,
Thanks to all of you. It was lovely interacting. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
thank you. Thanks all of you. Thank you.